The Miami Heat do business last night, ladies and gentlemen. The Heat defeat the Houston Rockets 120 to 113, bringing our record to 21-15 on the backs of Tyler Hero, Bam Adebayo, Nikola Jovic, and others. What's up, you guys? Your boy Ernest here, ready to rock and roll on another Miami Heat Talk adventure. Before we do that, you know what I'm going to ask. Click the like button. Don't forget to subscribe. We're almost at 2,600 subscribers, on the road to 3K. Thank you guys so much for your support. So yeah, last night was a great game, guys. The Heat really got ahead of this game. You know, I know people are going to say, oh, it's Houston. Well, you know, Houston came into this game with an 18-16 record. You know, they're well coached with Ime Udoka. They got some great players over there. So this was a game that the Heat could have lost because you're missing Jimmy Butler, you're missing Caleb Martin. Unfortunately, Kyle Lowry gets injured in the game as well with a left hand injury. So you saw other players step up in that point guard role. Guys like Josh Richardson, guys like Jaime Jaquez Jr., guys like Tyler Hero. So it really shows you the depth and the flexibility of this team. And it just gives a testament and the credit on how great Coach Erik Spoelstra is, you guys. You know, I can't say this enough. I know Steve Kerr and Greg Popovich are known as great coaches out there, but look at the crap that's going on with Golden State right now with the whole Jonathan Kuminga thing and their young players not trusting Steve Kerr. You'll never see that crap happen here in the Miami Heat roster. You're just seeing guys given unlimited potential, unlimited opportunities. And when you see what's going on there in Golden State, it seems like Steve Kerr is playing Andrew Wiggins over Jonathan Kuminga. I don't know if it's because of we won the championship together and he has that love towards Wiggins, or maybe it's because Wiggins is just making more money, so they feel like they have to play him. That's why I love Spo. You know, look at what happened a few years ago with the whole Duncan Robinson and Max Strus thing. Duncan signed a huge $90 million contract. Spo didn't care. Max Strus was playing better, so Max Strus got the nod with the start. Spo does not care your situation contract-wise. If you're playing great, he's going to play you. And last night it showed a few great things. Now, obviously, you got to give player of the game to Tyler Hero. Dude comes out, gives you 28 points for 10 for 20 shooting, 5 for 10 from the three-point line. He holds his own offensively. You got Mr. Reliable Bam Adebayo giving you 22 points, 12 rebounds. I mean, how much more can we say about Bam? He's having an all-NBA, all-star season. It's just what Bam is doing. The fact that Bam is giving you 22 points and 10 rebounds every night, he's showing that he is Miami Heat's true MVP. You got our huge star, our breakout star, Juan Wick Jr., Jaime Jimmy Butler Jaquez Jr. He gives you 14 points, 5 from 11 shooting, doesn't do that great. It's not like he has a breakout game, but it's solid, consistent. You know, the Miami Heat had 6 players in double figures. You get 15 from Kevin Love, 14 from Duncan Robinson, 12 from Josh Richardson. Haywood Highsmith is back out there. But the biggest surprise and the player that I'm really going to give player of the game to, you guys know where I'm going with this. It's Nikola Jovic. Nikola Jovic, in my opinion, has his very best game in a Miami Heat jersey. And it finally seems like he's figuring it out, you guys. This is his 5th game starting next to Bam Adebayo. What did I say at the beginning of this season, you guys? Even before the season started, the goal is to get Nikola Jovic prepped and prepared for the starting power forward position. We know from all the players that we have how deep this roster is, how amazing we are. The one thing that we're truly lacking, besides having a true starting point guard, even though we have Kyle Lowry, the one thing that we've talked about that we're truly lacking is a starting power forward next to Bam. And when I say a starting power forward, I'm not talking about Kevin Love, Caleb Martin, or Haywood Highsmith. Caleb Martin is the best out of the bunch. We know that Kevin Love is best coming off the bench as the backup center. We have figured it out this season. We know that Caleb Martin is going to get that starting power forward position. But that position is primed for Nikola Jovic. Maybe not this season, maybe for next season, because you don't know what's going to happen with Caleb Martin's contract situation. So I know Spo is waiting for Caleb Martin to come back to put him in that position. But Nikola Jovic is doing great. And last night, he's showing that he's getting better. Yeah, he only shoots 2 for 9. And he gives you 6 points. 1 for 5 for the three-point line. You're going to live and die with that stuff. Nikola Jovic hits a few of these more shots. we're talking about he's the definite starter. But it's not what he did scoring. It's what he did everywhere else. He gives you 8 rebounds. He gives you 6 assists. But on the defensive end, you guys, he's getting better. 2 block shots, 2 steals, a bunch of defensive possessions where he was a pest, making Houston Rockets players miss their shots. That, ladies and gentlemen, is a player who's evolving on the defensive end. And I love what I'm seeing from Nikola Jovic because he's showing that he can get better. He came to this roster concerned, worried. You know, he had all the confidence, but now he's not playing. Jaime Jaquez gets drafted the year after him is getting all these minutes, and he's barely scratching and clawing just for a rotation spot. So I know it sucks that he was given this opportunity because Caleb Martin and Jimmy Butler are injured. You know, when these guys come back, Jovic is going to be relegated to the bench. However, it's great to see him play like this because we are seeing that for possibly next season, Nikola Jovic can possibly be the starting power forward. This is Nikola Jovic's job to take. And for all you know, you guys, he impresses Erik Spoelstra even more to the point that we can say, maybe it's time to trade Caleb Martin. Maybe instead of letting Caleb Martin go for nothing, we're seeing Nikola Jovic is getting even better during the season. Put him with Bam Adebayo in the starting power forward position. Let him learn from guys like Kevin Love and Bam Adebayo out there. Throw him in the fire and see what happens. I don't think that's going to happen because the Miami Heat want to win this season. And if you want to win, you got to keep Caleb Martin unless you can trade it for an upgrade, which I doubt it's going to happen. We've talked a lot about trades, you guys, and believe me, I love the fact that the Miami Heat can trade this roster and can possibly upgrade and get a little bit better. But I've said this before and I'll say it again. I love what this Miami Heat roster is doing. I love what we have, and I think with all the pieces fully healthy, we can definitely win the 2024 NBA championship. I understand that I'm a Heat fan. Look at this whole room. People are going to be like, of course Ernest is going to say that. That's not the case. I'll be honest. If I don't think this team can win it, I'll be 100% honest. Guys, I don't know if you remember, last year, before the Miami Heat went on that incredible run in the playoffs, I was one of the people saying, maybe you lose that play-in game against Chicago. Of course, I didn't want us to lose. I wanted us to win. But I also said, hey, if the Heat lose to Chicago in that the play-in game, it's not the worst thing in the world because you get a top 14 pick. Not knowing what the Heat were about to do, hindsight being 2020, we never will doubt this Miami Heat team again. But at the end of the day, I'm always honest. I always see this team for what we can truly be. And with Jimmy Butler, with Erik Spoelstra, with Bam Adebayo, and all of these guys stepping up to the plate, the Miami Heat can be as good as any other team out there. We know what we're lacking. Miami Heat knows what they need to do. You're looking at possible trades. You're looking at buyouts possibly. Remember, guys, the Heat picked up Kevin Love and Cody Zeller in a buyout. Don't think that they're not going to do anything. There's a reason why the Miami Heat tried to stay under the second apron tax line. It's because they want to make moves during the season. But they're not going to make a move if they don't have to. I'm not trading Caleb Martin and Kyle Lowry for a guy that's not going to help us upgrade. There's no point. Caleb Martin and Kyle Lowry know this system. They know Erik Spoelstra, and they know what they need to do in this Miami Heat roster. You can't lose stuff like that because chemistry is a big deal. So I'm loving what I'm seeing, you guys. I know the Miami Heat, we're still not 100% healthy. And the fact that we're 21-15 says something. Give me 1 second, guys. I want to talk about the standing brackets. All right. So here's what I want to talk about. The standings right now. Because right now the Miami Heat are sitting at a 21-15 record. We are basically in a 5-way tie for the 4th seed. It's ridiculous. Every team, the Orlando Magic, the Miami Heat, the Indiana Pacers, the New York Knicks, and the Cleveland Cavaliers are all tied for the 4th seed. Ladies and gentlemen, all of these 5 teams have a 21-15 record. Insane. Now after that, they're about like 4.5 games above the 9th seed. So none of these teams are at risk of being out of the top 8 contention. But we know the teams that make the 7th and the 8th seed are going to be in the play-in tournament. So this is going to be a wild ride moving forward. Excuse me. This is why I love NBA basketball, you guys, because of this type of dramatic feel in January. That's what I love about this NBA. Now, it sucks that we're one of those 5 teams. You want to get the 4th seed. And I think the Heat, once we're fully healthy, and you guys know what we do in the second half of the season, we make those nice little runs. I think the Miami Heat can get this on point. But you got to stay afloat moving forward. You got a lot of winnable games coming up. Your next game is going to be tough against the Oklahoma City Thunder. You got Chet Holmgren, you got Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, you got all those boys. It's going to be tough, but the Miami Heat can do it. No updates on Jimmy Butler and Caleb Martin yet. Once I find out, I will definitely let you guys know. But I want to hear from you guys. Do you think it is time to put Nikola Jovic as the starting power forward moving forward? Or do you think it's better to leave a guy like Caleb Martin or Haywood Highsmith in that position? Or maybe you think it's time to give the starting power forward position to Jaime Jaquez. This roster fully healthy, you guys, is going to be interesting moving forward because we don't know what works the best. You've seen guys like Jaime Jaquez, Nikola Jovic, Haywood Highsmith, Josh Richardson, Kevin Love. You've seen them step up, but you haven't seen them step up with a fully healthy roster. So the last time we were almost fully healthy was back when we were 1-4. That was without Caleb Martin, but still, it poses an interesting question. Can this team be as good fully healthy? Because we don't know who's the top 8 or 9 guys Spo's going to roll with. Someone's going to eat crap, whether it's Jovic, Highsmith, Richardson, Kevin Love. It's going to be someone. So I want to hear from you guys. Who do you think is the perfect player to put at that starting 4 position? I want to hear from you guys. How do you feel about this 5-way tie that we're at with the 4th seed? How crazy do you think it is, you guys? Let me know what you think about this game. Let me know what you think about our team moving forward. Don't forget to smash the like button, you guys. Don't forget to comment. Actually, another thing that I want to talk about, you guys. Crazy. The last Miami Heat G League game with the Skyforce, you had 55 points from Adonis Williams. With 8 rebounds, 7 assists. Cole Swider gives them 37 points and 12 rebounds. You're seeing not only is the Miami Heat roster deep, but these kids that we have in the G League are ready for their spot when they're called up. So that's why I've said this before, you guys, and I'll say it again. This Miami Heat roster is not only a contender this season, they've set themselves up for the future moving forward. You got to give credit to organizations like the Miami Heat and the Oklahoma City Thunder. They're doing it completely different ways, but they're doing it the right way. Let me know what you guys think about that. And one more thing before I let you go, I have something special for my subscribers. In the next few days, I'm going to be doing a podcast special with a few other Miami Heat channels, a few other, guys that have their own Miami Heat channel, have the same amount of subscribers I have. We're going to get together, do a little 4-way podcast for you guys just to do something a little bit different. So let me know in the comments if you want us to talk about anything specific so we can throw some stuff out there. Thank you so much for your guys' support and your patience. I love you guys. Until next time, your boy Ernest out. That's enough said. Let's go Heat.